Okay, so it's still Monday, June 22nd, but it's like 11:56 at night. So technically I'm updating on a Monday, but technically I'm not. I'm now moving the laptop. Yes, I know. What's a video blog without me moving the laptop? So I'm sorry I didn't post last week. Um, I'm not sure that I have a very good excuse for not posting, but I just didn't. So, I didn't feel like it, so I'm going to post twice or several times this week and try and make up for it. So, tonight we had our first dress rehearsal for Comedy of Errors, and it went really well, went very smoothly, no glitches. I only have to dress three actors, there's only four characters. We have to do two changes. Real easy, like I could do it in my sleep, which is exciting because it was the first dress rehearsal. Um, but it's like I felt like vlogging on Friday, and I haven't really talked about this in this vlog at all, and I feel like I should because hold on a sec. I know I'm texting in the middle of a video blog. How bad is this? And I end up texting things that make no sense. That does no one any good. Me. Okay, any good at all. So yeah, I haven't talked at all in any of these vlogs about really my experience as a stitcher here. And I thought maybe I would do a video blog tonight that talked about, oh, how I've been feeling during the build. Because I'm feeling it's going to be a little bit different than how I feel during wardrobe. Basically, since I've been here, I've not only been really humbled, but I've also realized how inexperienced I am. And there's been lots of times during this build where I felt like I don't deserve to be here. In fact, like there are lots of times I feel like why did Jeff even hire me? Well, I know why he hired me is because I had Kathy as a reference, but I just didn't like when you're in your school and you're in such a small world, in such a small shop, you just don't like understand the grand scope of things. And I just really feel like I enjoy being a technician, and I think I have lots of skills as a technician. And I'm not trying to undercredit myself, but I just feel like design is really where it is for me. Like I feel like I could be a really good technician, but I have to, you have to work really hard at it. It doesn't come as naturally to me as being a good designer, I think. So we're not saying that I'm like a great designer or anything. It's just it feels more natural. I don't know how to explain that. So there's just been lots of times during this build, specifically on Friday, Thursday or Friday. I think it was Thursday. I was building a coat for I don't even know who, but it was a captain, and it's a turn of the century English military coat. And I built the mock-up. There's two of them in the show, and I built the mock-ups for both of them. And so I was building the real fabric jacket. It had mock-up sleeves though, so like they hadn't cut out the sleeves yet. But basically, I was building the jacket minus the lining, and it was the first time I had done the jacket for real. So it was the first time I did pocket lining. It was the first time, and this first time I'd done a lot of the jacket because a lot of the finishing things weren't included in the other one, and I hadn't done the mock-up in a long time. So it took me a whole day to do this jacket. Well, so the next morning, Friday morning, our draper and I will point out like proudly I did a very beautiful job on this jacket. And I was really pleased with myself because I felt like I was showing people my pocket flaps because I was so proud of my pocket flaps. And like I'm probably the most proud of this jacket so far because how meticulous I've been and how good of a job I have done on it so far. Well, the next day, the draper was like, I feel like we have a meeting every morning. Luella has a meeting every morning with us, and she was like, I feel like we're in a good place. And she turned to me and she was like, Daniel, you did some really beautiful work yesterday, but I want everyone to hold you accountable because you need to step it up because you're going way too slow. And that was like building me up and tearing me down, like in one sentence. Because I'm already really self conscious about my sewing. And I think I've learned that since I've been here that I'm really self conscious about my technical ability in costuming. So when someone criticizes my workmanship, I I get really emotional about it, and I feel like I failed and I suck and I don't know how to do anything. And I know that's not true, but that's how I feel, and I'm just gonna be honest. That's how I feel, and so it just made me feel really bad, and I wanted to cry. And that whole morning, I just felt like throwing up and crying. Like I felt so terrible because I'd done a really great job and I had tried to do a great job and I was just like I feel so frustrated because I don't know what to do. Like, do I do a beautiful job or do I do it fast and it sucks? Like I can sew fast, but when I sew fast, it sucks. And you can't just tell someone to go fast. Speed comes with time. Speed is not something you develop, you know, like in a day. You're like, oh, you said go fast. Well, now I'm just gonna make it fast. It's gonna be the same quality. That doesn't happen. Especially like I just don't think my draper understands that I've never had a sewing class in my entire life. Except for governor school, but that wasn't really a sewing class, it was a costuming class. And so I've never had a sewing class. And I've never like been sat down. I've learned through experience, which technically is like the way you learn it. But there's just a lot of things I feel like a good basic sewing class would have prepped me for, especially terminology wise. And I think she's really comparing me to the other stitchers on my team. And the other two stitchers are Ellie, who's graduating in December, and she's like a sewing prodigy. She is like so much better than me. She's so much better than me, but she's been doing it a lot longer than I have. And then there's Anna Poiret. And Anna Poiret is 78 years old. And she's owned a dress shop. She's worked for factories. Of course the woman can crank it out. Like, I would be worried if she couldn't crank it out. She's been doing this for like longer than I've been alive, So of course she's gonna be faster than me. So I'm naturally the slowest person on the team. And I'll just be outright and say it. I am the worst stitcher on the team. But I'm the one with the least experience. Like I've really only sewn in a professional shop once. And I've only been sewing like intensely for 2 years. 3 years if you count personal projects. That's not a long time to suddenly be working at the Utah Shakespeare Festival. I feel a lot more experienced in wardrobe than I feel in costuming and stitching. And it's just like I'm always worried that someone's going to look at something and be like, oh, that's sucky. And so I'm always trying to do the best job possible. And I just get really upset about it. And building really makes me upset because I'm trying to prove myself and I'm trying to impress them. And I want Jeff to hire me back next year. And, I want him to feel like he made the right choice. Now, I want the show to get done, and I don't want Luell to be disappointed in me, and I don't want the other Stitchers to be talking about me doing bad work or anything. And it's a lot of pressure. And when you're young, I'm the youngest person in this costume shop. That's another level of pressure that I won't even talk about. That people like they do it jokingly, but you know that they're really what they're really thinking, and they're really like, "Oh my gosh, he's the youngest person in this shop. Why?" Like literally, the first day, my draper's like, "Why are you here?" And hearing that is really hard. And now that I'm on wardrobe, it's like, you know, they stick me with chorus people. They don't think I can. I just think they think I'm young, so they think that I'm not capable of doing a very good job of anything. When in reality, I was watching the other dressers tonight, and I'm not saying that I'm better than them, and I'm not saying I'm going to do a better job than them, but the show we did tonight had a lot of capes, and I've people who did Zero now will know that I've done a lot of capes, and they weren't putting capes on right. Anyway, so I guess this is the end of my vlog. I guess. I'm gonna post tomorrow. We'll see how Henry V goes tomorrow. It's supposed to be a bigger show. Anyway, until then, stay away from the stuff under the sink.